Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be working on this fall-themed geode. So we're going to start out by spray painting an ivory white on our tumbler, letting that dry, and then we're going to use the epoxy method to put our base coat down. So we're just going to thinly spread this across the tumbler, and then we're going to use coconut from Chase Ray Creations as the glitter base. And I will show that here in this clip. Make sure you tap off any excess glitter, and then we're gonna hang that up to dry overnight. If you're using a fast set, typically, I would say about 3 to 4 hours before you're able to work with it. So just tap that off, put it up to dry, and then we're going to take just a white paint marker, and we're going to basically outline our geode where we want it. I would not recommend a colored paint pen or anything like that because it does bleed a little bit. So just make sure you're doing that when your epoxy is dry underneath. And then we're going to follow that line with glue. I use Mod Podge. I don't use glitter glue because Mod Podge is much more quick to dry. And then we're going to put a color coordinating paint in there with the Mod Podge and just paint it on with our paintbrush. So I will link the colors that I used. I will tell you most of these are Peachy Olive glitters. They've had a lot of stuff out of stock lately, so I have not checked the stock status on these glitters. So I would maybe look for an alternative, or if you've got these colors on your shelf, great, but I don't know what they have on hand or when they'll get it if it's out of stock. So I'll link those, like I said, below, and you can just do what you want with it. Make your own colors, your own palette, whatever you want to do. You'll notice here that I'm skipping a line. That's because I'm using a lighter glitter color between the brown and this next color. I save the light glitter colors for last, so I just backtrack and fill those spots in at the end. You'll see that. I don't want to lay down a white or a light colored glitter because when you're doing this kind of quickly and back to back, you get glitter cross-contamination. I don't want any of my black glitter into my white. If you know me, you know I like clean, crisp glitters and tumblers and things to be nice and clean. And you just can't get that when you put a light color down and a dark color down after it. You always end up with dark colors in the light colored glitter. So I just save that for last. I leave a little space in there. And then, like I said, I just backtrack and fill that in. Once that glitter is all applied, I'm going to let that hang up on my tumbler rack to completely dry. I would say give it a good probably 3 to 4 hours to completely dry. And then we're going to take it and I really spray seal the heck out of this thing because we've got so many glitters and we've got a white base on it. So I want to make sure those glitters stay put. They're not traveling into other sections. So I would say a good probably 3 to 4 decently heavy coats of Krylon Triple Thick or the Rust-Oleum 2x Clear Gloss spray sealer. And you'll notice here a couple of them moved. It was the chunkier pieces. I just picked those out with my hand. But you'll notice that I'm going to go back in and I'm going to put some chunky like ivory opal in that base section. That's because I accidentally got black paint from my hand or my paintbrush or something in that like white or ivory section there, and I couldn't cover it up. So I'm just going to go in and we're just trying to wing it and use Venetian from Peachy Olive Glitters. And I'm just going to kind of rub that around in that section to hide it. And it did completely hide it. I was shocked that it, it did. I put a little bit of spray paint in a medicine cup and I used a Q-tip and I dabbed it over those black paint marks. And then once that dried, I went back over it with the glitter that I used originally. It didn't cover it, so I just ended up adding this as an afterthought to hide that mistake. So if you do make a mistake on a white cup, you can really kind of try to hide it. Most of the time, if it's not a huge mistake, you can go back and fix it. So adding that chunky glitter, it just, I mean, I like how it actually looks. I was kind of surprised that I liked it, but it fixed it. So I'm going to let that cure, and then I go in and I do a rough sanding and do a second coat of epoxy. And this stage in the tutorial, this is with 2 coats of epoxy on it. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to use my Dremel to expose a fine line of stainless steel around that top rim. That's just going to allow the final coat of epoxy to adhere well to the stainless steel. You'll get a good seal on the cup, and it's just going to help the longevity of the cup for customers. My tumbler was a little bit crooked on my turner, so I did have a little bit of a wobble. I'm just going to take my orbital sander, buff that down, and it laid flat again. So at this point, we're just going to buff out any pokey bits of glitter, wipe that off with rubbing alcohol, and then I'm going in with my gold leaf paint pen. I'll link that for you guys. I got it on Amazon, and I'm actually pretty impressed with these. It came in like a pack of, I don't know, maybe like 4, 5, I don't know, I've got quite a few of them, but they're all different tip sizes. So just use what works best for you, and we're gonna go around and fill those in, the lines in between each glitter color, and let it dry and put our final coats of epoxy on it to finish it up. So once I get done lining that, I'm going to let that sit for a couple of hours. Do not seal this with spray, with polycrylic, with glitter glue, because this metallic will rub off. It comes off very easily. So just put it on the cup, let it dry once you've, lined all your geodes, and then go straight into your final coats of epoxy. For this final coat of epoxy, I'm using about 30 milliliters of Flynn Sisters Supply Shop regular setting or artist cure resin, and I'm going to make sure to torch that after I put that final coat on to pop any micro bubbles and let it cure for about 24 hours, and this is the end result. So I hope you guys love this. This is a remake of a tumbler I did a couple of years ago, but I never did a tutorial on it, so I thought I would do that. It was fitting for fall. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.